Hello and welcome to the channel. This is the second part of the series looking at starting with Warhammer 40,000. In this video we're looking at really what I've chosen to do with the Primaris models that came in the Recruit Edition. I think you can tell from what's on screen at the moment I've chosen to go with the Silver Templar chapter. This is for a couple of reasons really. I do like the fluff for the chapter, Ultramarine Successor chapter that's keen on melee, and although it might be controversial, I do like the fact that they're all Primaris because I do like the new miniatures. So I was lucky enough to pick up some of the Conquest magazine run from Hachette, and also when they came back into stock, some of the books and the Start Painting Silver Templar set, I think it was called, that they also produced. So just looking at the book on screen at the moment, it was a good guide to some of the lore of the chapter, and a good reference for the painted miniatures we're looking at the moment. So it was helpful in that respect. But it really wasn't a codex for the chapter at all. If you can't get hold of that, then the White Dwarf on screen at the moment, issue number 456, is well worth getting hold of because it does have the codex for the Silver Templar chapter, as well as pretty much all the fluff that was in the hardback Silver Templar book from Hachette. So I would recommend, if you are interested in Silver Templars, trying to get a hold of a copy of that White Dwarf. As well as the background, it does actually have specific rules for the chapter, as we can see, warlord traits, stratagems, etc., as well as a painting guide. The second reason I chose the chapter really was because of the colour scheme. Like I've said in the previous video, I do watch quite a bit of content on YouTube. One of the content providers that really inspired me to get back into it was the Artist Opus channel, painting channel. And when I saw really what that channel was able to do with dry brushing techniques, and produce really high quality miniatures, with something that seemed like quite an approachable technique, really appealed to me. It'd been a while since I'd painted anything, and I knew I was going to be rusty, not have a lot of brush control or technique. So really following the techniques shown on the Artist Opus channel, I thought that's a good way, what looked like a good manageable way to get back into painting again. So I did invest and bought a set of the dry brushes from Artist Opus, which I can recommend. One of the things I found when I did a few miniatures that I painted and showed in the first video was getting decent brushes really did make a big difference. And I found, going back to painting my first miniatures, when I first bought a quality brush, I got a Winsor & Newton Series 7, and that really helped. So on screen now we can see some of the results of the painting. They're 95% done. I haven't done the transfers, and there's a few things that I fluffed up I need to go back and sort out again. But I'm quite happy with the end result really. What I really did like about the dry brushing techniques that I picked up from Artist Opus channel was it's a good way of building volume, not just edge highlighting. So you can see, I think from, it's a bit clearer on these the standard troops, that the higher areas, the backpack, the helmet, really do stand out a lot brighter and draw the attention. And that's really from the techniques that I picked up from the Artist Opus channel. So I'd really recommend going and looking at that channel. I didn't really want to edge highlight because it's been a long time since I painted. I didn't have the brush control, but I didn't think I'd have the brush control. And it takes a while to get used to how paint behaves, different paint consistencies, even within the same brand. The yellow Avalanche Sunset was quite tricky. Took 4 or 5 layers at least to get that a solid colour, and the edge highlighting you can see on the pauldrons there took at least 2 or 3 attempts on each pad before I'd got it to a reasonable state. So it was time consuming and sometimes frustrating, but again, I'm quite pleased with the end results. I would say it's probably, I didn't paint particularly efficiently. Probably I was looking at a time of 2 to 3 hours per each mini, but I want to get more efficient. So I just showing on screen now the dry brushing set that I bought. Again, I would recommend these. I really did like how they picked up the volume without having to use an airbrush, and also picked up some of the edge highlighting. So okay, thanks for watching, and I'll leave you with some images of the final painted silver Templars.